Develop Minds Music.
Yeah. So, what attracts me to the FC is I'm a big fan of 80s vision of the future. To me, that's the best vision. It's the most stylistic, really cool. I'm a big fan of straight lines and boxy bodies. And this car checks every box. My name's Cristian Tyrrell.
Develop Minds Music.
I drive a 1988 Mazda RX7 10th anniversary. Originally, I was getting into cars after I broke my wrist 3 times skateboarding in the span of a year and a half. I had to get surgery and it just wasn't feasible anymore. So I was looking for something to express my creativeness and really just like, something, to express my passion. I love creating, I love expressing myself, and this was an obvious, like, clear transition from being an artist and skateboarding or whatever. This was a really, really easy transition to do. So I started with getting a Corolla. I got a 1981 Corolla that had the original 3TC engine. It had a dual Weber 45 DCOE, side draft carbs, slow, super slow. I wanted to drift so bad, so I figured, rear wheel drive, 5-speed manual, Corolla, it's a good way to start. Quickly realized, the limitations of that car, how slow it was. I would have to exit the freeway, slam it into third, whip around a corner just to get a little, kick it out just a tiny bit. So then finally, after always getting mistaken for like Charger or Startlet or something, like no one ever knew that it was a Corolla. A Puerto Rican guy at a Valero gas station came up to me and he's like, dude, nice Corolla. You know what we do in Puerto Rico is we throw rotaries in there. And so that kind of like intrigued me. And I was like, man, what's a rotary? So I went home and I just did tons of research and I was hooked. And I just kept reading and reading and reading. I was determined to put a rotary in the Corolla. And then I realized, why don't I just get an RX-7? So I started immediately looking up RX-7s, sold the Corolla, and got a 88 GXL. I've done all the suspension components. I've rebuilt the engine. I've done a custom wire tuck on the engine bay. I've redone the bodywork 3 times, 4 times or so. It's more of like, what haven't I done to the car? I swear, like, almost every piece of this car I've taken off and put it back on or replaced a part or something. Every part of the driveline, the suspension. Probably the only thing I haven't done is taken the carpet out. I've even swapped the dashes, everything. So currently my car is only tuned on 8 pounds of boost, so it's very low, reliable boost. I'm making 290 wheel horsepower. My favorite mod on this car is now definitely the taillights. They are custom made by my good friend Ken at Car Shop Glow. I had actually went to Japan and pestered him to make me FC taillights for about a year, and then he finally did, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. But he had some complications and didn't really have time, so he promised me, wait another year and I'll make you the set that you want. And a year passed and now they're here and it's insane. I love them. So I do all of the work on my car except for engine and tuning. Even though I've tried building an engine myself, a buddy of mine, Ben, we tried building a Bridgeport engine together. It took about a year or so, but we were just in a buddy's garage. And apparently we didn't know the best about, clearances or anything like that. We were just trying to do it. So we we ended up not being able to start it. I thought it was just, because of a base mat. So I took it up to Rotary Performance in Garland, Texas to have them, try to fix the tune and maybe they could get it started. That's when they called me and said, okay, so we got it started, but the bad news is you have zero compression on 3 faces of the first rotor. And so I thought, okay, maybe it's just stuck apex seal or something. So I asked them to take it apart and do that. When they took it apart, that's when they told me I trashed the housings and irons. So from there, I took my original street-ported engine plus an NA engine that was disassembled, hauled it all the way up to Garland and told them, build me something solid and reliable. Here's 3 engines, And so for about another year or so, they ended up building me a really solid engine and that I'm still riding on. The meaning of a car is all kind of perspective based, It depends on how you approach it. Myself, it is a way for me to express myself. It's a way for me to make friends, to make solid connections. Some of the best things that have happened in my life have happened while I've owned this car, while I've been building it. I have a great family around me, and when I mean family, I have friends, We all support each other. It's just been a wild ride. So, back when I first had the car, all I did was slide around the back of warehouses or whatever, hook any corner I could. As it progressively got nicer, I kind of chilled out on drifting really, and I got more attracted to running the freeways and getting more into grip. And that's kind of where I'm heading towards now, is more grip instead of drift. But honestly, my favorite thing to do is take my girlfriend late at night and run the 610 loop. Final form is mostly a group of friends that all share the same passion, and we try to bridge the gap to smaller tuning shops in Japan that may have had burned bridges in the past, and we're trying to build that relationship for America and Japan again, to give people access to parts that they normally wouldn't be able to. I'm sorry, it's a little vulgar, but I like to take life not giving a but still caring. Like, you don't give a whether something good, something bad happens, whatever. You just have to keep pushing, but you still have to care about the people around you, about the things that are happening, and be passionate. And that's kind of like the best motto that I have, or like the way that I look at life, is just going with the flow, taking things how they are, and making the best out of it. Perfect example was Hurricane Harvey. Like, I lost everything except for my car, just on a chance that I blew up the diff trying to prove a point to some people who said I didn't drive my car very hard. And so I took it out and did donuts and blew up the diff. And like, it took a few weeks, but I pulled a diff off of my parts car, and then I had it on the lift at my buddy's shop right before the storm hit, and luckily it was on a hydraulic lift like 15 feet in the air. That just goes to show you, like, as long as you stay positive, like, things will work out. If I had an ungodly amount of money, the first thing I would do is throw a 3-rotor in there. Well, 4-rotor is kind of a little bit too baller, 3-rotor is perfect. Ever since I really started building this car, I had this vision in my head of where I wanted it to be, and since then I've just been making steps to get to that future. And end goal is definitely 3-rotor. I love the sound, love the power that I could make, the potential, and it's really unique. So 2018, I'm going to be doing a wide body kit and redoing all of the body work and paint to make it basically achieve the exterior's final form. So after next year, I won't be messing with the exterior anymore. After that, I'll be doing probably suspension or engine or interior work, but the goal for 2018 is definitely the final form of the exterior. The biggest thing that I can say is anyone can do it, Don't get discouraged by, these huge builds that you see, because I was a kid with a busted car looking at these guys that, like, I just wanted to be like them. Now I'm in the same crew with them, It all just takes hard work, dedication, sacrifice. Like, I'm not rich. I don't come from a rich family. I work at a grocery store, and I just put away as much as I can, put everything into it. And that's the thing, really, is as long as you're dedicated and you put everything into it, then you can achieve your goals.